Hello everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to make a Jedi wall run just like this. Okay, so let's get started. So as usual I'm using the third-person template for this tutorial, and I made two simple walls. It's just a static mesh, and I made a tag for these static mesh. If I go and hit tag, I assign the tag of fname. It's a wall. Okay, so and I make that as a wall. So basically the reason I make that as a tag, because I will show you, we will make, let me play and eject. I will make a trace from this diagonally, and I will check for that tag. Okay, so this is the reason I am using the tag. Let me stop and go. Now let me go to the third person, and I will do this on jump. Okay, and let me show you the logic, the math logic. I will do a line of trace, but let me eject. I will do this. Please stop. Not on the forward, on the right. It's diagonally. Okay, so the math will be like this. Let me go back and say please get the mesh first, and I will use this also. Let me show you first. Let me show you the math. Get world location, please, not the rotation, sorry. Get world location, and I will make line trace by channel, and it's gonna start from this. And the trick is getting, please get the forward vector for this mesh. Okay, get the forward vector and get the right vector. Get right vector. So I have these, the forward vector and the right vector. Okay, so I need now to add both of these. So sorry, make an add, please add two like this, and I need to add to the location. And first I need to multiply this by a distance. Hit multiply and convert that to a float, please. And let me do this as 100 and hit plus, please, with this one. Okay, and assign to that end. Okay, let me do this on tick. I will show you tick, please, tick tick. Do this, but instead of that, do that for one frame. Okay, so let me play now. I will show you. It will be like this. Okay, it will be like this. So this is diagonally. So this is the math about that. So first, start a trace. I'm starting from that location of the mesh, and the end trace is getting the forward vector, adding to that right vector, and multiply that by the distance, and finally add to that location and do that to the end. It's basically just like this. The forward vector, right vector, it will give you this diagonally. Okay, so this will be your trace. So let me delete that, and this will be your trace, and it will be on jump. It's fine if you copy this. A jump, it's fine. You can do this, it's fine. And I will do this on start. Okay, but first thing I need to make check. I don't like to make this on if he's on the static. I don't like to do this on the static. Let me show you. To start, compile, play. When I hit jump, let me do this for duration, please. See, I don't like to do this on when he's static, so I need some check if he is moving. So first of all, I need to get velocity, please. Get the velocity of this character. Okay, and get me the vector length, please. and only if it's greater than 0, then he is moving. Okay, let me do this, and if so, do this line and trace. Okay, so this is the first check. I need to do this if he is moving. Okay, if he is moving, and you press the space jump, please do this line and trace. Okay, so basically I will do this on as a sequence, because I will do this for, let me play, let me eject. I will do 2 line and traces, one for this side and the other one for this side. So I will do this as a sequence. For press S on the keyboard to start. Sorry, not this one. Before I do this, let me do as this. Okay, so this is the first one, and the second one also will be my other trace. Let me finish the first trace, and we will jump to the right trace. This is the left trace. Okay, so when the player has more velocity, if he's moving and he press the jump to this line trace. Okay, now let me say, now if that is true, please break this hit result, and all I need, this actor has a tag, please, is this actor has a tag off wall, because I need to collide just with that wall, because since this visibility, the trace channel visibility, there is a big chance that everything is blocking this visibility, and you can make a hit result, successful hit result. So I need to make a check that only if it's the tag is hit by the wall. Okay, so I will make a 2 bool variables. Let me do this as an F, please. Sorry, F. Now I will do this. I will add 2 bool variables. The first one is b left. Let me do that as a small b left jump. Okay, and the other one is b right jump. Okay, so basically these 2 bool variables is responsible for the animation inside the APB many, this one. Okay, so I will feed the animation for these two. These 2 variables will feed that animation, so it's for animation purposes. But the other one I will show you and I will explain that is you need another variable. Sorry, it's called beacon wall jump also. And this one is related to this logic. So if I compile, the first 2 is false, because I need to make that as a false. Because this is feeding the animation, but this one needs to be a true. Okay, this is related to that logic. Okay, so I need to make a check. So if this is true, and by default is true, the reason I made this beacon wall jump, because you can many times you can jump on this wall and you will launch up in the sky. So I need to restrict him and stop him. It's like doing once. It's like do once, please. It's the same thing as this one. Okay, so if that's true, please set that to false. Okay, and set left jump to what? To true. Okay, this will be true. So then the next thing is launching the character. You can do this, for example, if I want to do a wall jump, I will do in either 2 ways. I can launch the character, give him some force, and launch the character on the Z and on the Y, because this is on the Y. Or you can make spline and attach that character to the spline and move him to that end location. Basically, I will do this on launch. It will be very easy to do. So next I will do launch the character, please. launch the character. Now I need velocity. Okay, let me first of all split this, and I will add two on the Z and on the Y, because this will move on the Y axis. So first of all, this is up to you. This is the value up to you. I find 800 or 850. It's a good amount. It depends on your wall. Okay, so the next one is, I will do this. I will show you why I'll do this. I will do this the same thing I am doing that trace, this one. Okay, I will copy this and paste that. Okay, I will also add a velocity to that Y based on that diagonal vector. Okay, and first of all, I need to multiply, please multiply this by a float. Okay, let me multiply that, convert that first to float, and I will do this probably 80 also. Okay, and then also I will take this hit actor, and I will get his world scale. Get world get scale, maybe, please, get scale 3D, get actor scale 3D. Okay, and I will split this, and all I need is the Y. Okay, so after that, multiply please by a float and do this for the Y, and this will be, let me break first of all, split, and I will do, and since this, okay, I will do just the Y. Okay, so the Z will be that value, and the Y is based on that diagonal vector, because between the forward vector and the right vector. Okay, and it's multiplied by 80. This is the force, and multiply by the scale 3D of that. Okay, if I do this, this is the scale, about 9. Okay, so let me play and test, and he is successfully launching me to that side. Okay, so let's do the other trace. It's the same thing. It's based on this, and let me offset this because it's getting so clustered. Okay, so this is the first trace, this is the left trace, and I will do the same thing. Let me first of all do this and copy also, and I will do this, the other trace. This will be the left trace, and this will be the right trace. You play and eject. The first one is on the left, and I need also to make on the right. Okay, and it's also getting from that mesh get world location, and I also need to do this, copy and paste. It's also the forward and the right vector, but instead of the forward vector I need to negate that. Okay, so I multiply that by a float. Let me convert that to float and make that as a -1, and then I will add that to my right vector. Okay, and this will give me that diagonal vector on the right. So, and let me multiply that first, multiply also the same value, about 100, and then please add these two vectors and put that to the end. Okay, let me show you. If I hit tick and do this on tick instead, and for one direction from one frame. So if I compile and play, and this will be like this. Okay, so if I didn't put anything, if I put just a forward vector, if I put, for example, it's just like the forward vector, it's, if you can, for example, it's not, it's 1, it's by default 1, I negate that. So if I compile and play it's going to that direction. So I need to negate that to go please from that direction. So I negate that by -1. So if I compile and play, it's on the right direction. And let me change the color also and make that as this one. Okay, so let me unhook tick and say bye bye to tick. Okay, so this is the right trace. So also, and I believe we can copy all this. Please copy all that because the same logic is applied to that. Right trace and do this, and on hit result is also, because it's the same thing. On when I hit that, I need to check if I hit something and the hit thing has a tag of all, and if is that true, please let's set that back to false. It's like doing that as a once, do once, and now I need to do the right jump to true. Okay, and also I will launch the character, and let me copy also the same logic. Copy, please, and I will paste that. And this will be from the hit actor itself. Okay, but instead of doing the forward vector, the normal one, because I have showed you, because it's on that direction, I need to also negate that. So hit multiply, please. Convert that to float and multiply by -1 also, and do this like that. Okay, it's the same thing as the trace, and feed that to the y. Okay, so the logic has been done. And basically, you can go and compile and play, and you will have this. Okay, everything is fine, and you can play like this. It's launching me, and it's hit wall 1. Okay, so I need now to hook up some animation. So basically, I have the Crazy Runner animation pack. I already have that in my vault, so it's on the marketplace for Unreal, so you can grab that and buy it if you like. So I'm using some animations from that pack. So the first thing I need to make cast, try get pawn owner and get the third person, because this is the third person, and make a 2 bool variables, because I made that as I told you. So I get right jump and get left jump, and I will make the left jump, set that to the left jump, and the right jump, set that to the right jump. Okay, and from this sequence do this to this one. Okay, basically I'm feeding these two variables, these two variables based on that variable that I have passed as a true state. Okay, so I go back to the main state, and inside the anim graph I go to the main state, and I will hook up 2 animations, one for the left and one for the right. Let me do the right thing. Right, it's hit wall round dash loop. It's this one. If you buy that pack from the marketplace, it's this one. It's hit wall r dash loop, this one. Okay, so go from the jump state to that state based on, let me compile because sometimes it's complaining, and do this and it will be fine. So if you had some bugs, okay, so basically I will go to the right if I made that right jump to true. Okay, and I will go to the loop, and this will called high wall, sorry, not the left, let me do the right end. Okay, so from the loop to the end, this is high wall r dash end. Okay, so go to that state and do this please again. Okay, so do this only if it's get is falling, I believe falling. Yes, get if it's falling. If it's not true, okay, go to that state, okay, and from that state go back to the land, okay. And also let me copy this because I need to do this again, and go to that state if it's no longer falling, okay. So this is for the right. I can do this the same thing. I will do this for the left because I have that for the left. So let me grab that, please, on the left. Let me do this, sorry, do this, and now it's time from jump to high wall left dash loop, okay. And this is checking for the left jump based on this value, okay. And to the end, same thing when he ends, because me show you, I will show you. I have these animations, this one, okay. It's basically is this is the end, okay, and that's the loop, okay. So basically these are animations that I have used from the Lazy Runner Animpack, sorry. And let me go back and hook this and say, please, if it's, can I paste? Yes, I have that. Also, if he's not falling, this is the condition, and also go back to the land if he also is not falling. I believe that's all about that. Let me compile and play now. And now I have this. So run, and he's stopped because I need to loop that animation, the loop one. Go there and make sure that loop animation is turned on both on the high wall left dash loop and high wall R dash loop. Also pick this one and make sure that he is looping, and compile and save. And now if I play, now I have this wall. Oh my god, why is it doing that? It's doing this on based on what? Let me check. So I forget. Yes, I forget to turn off some variables on land because I also need something to turn, because this is setting to true, but and nothing is stopping that bool variable. So I'm so sorry. So I need to go on landed, please, on event landed. Make these 3 variables. This one to false, this one to false. This is for stopping the animation, and this one need to be true. Okay. So as you play for this, when you hit that trace, it will be true, and the next time it's keeping that true. Only it will be true if the player hit his feet on the ground. Okay, so let me play now, and it will be like this. Okay, so this is how you can do a wall run, like a Jedi wall run. Yes, why not? Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know maybe it's getting too long. Let me review the code. Let me review the logic. Basically, I'm doing this on jump. You can copy this jump input, and I'm doing this only if I have some velocity. If the player character is moving, please do this logic, all of these logic. Okay, so only if I press the spacebar and I have some velocity, please do as a sequence 2 traces. Okay, one diagonally if I play, and let me eject, one on this as a left and the other one on the right. And the math about that is getting, first of all, I'm getting the world location of that mesh, that mesh, and feed that to the start, and get me the forward vector and the right vector, and adding that two vectors. And when you're adding both of these, the right and the forward, you will give this diagonal vector, okay, diagonal forward vector. So multiply that because it's a normalized vector, so multiply, you need to multiply that by a distance. I give that 100. It depends on you, okay, so basically 100 and maybe 50, 80, it will be fine. So multiply by 100 and then add that to the world and make that end location, okay, to that end trace. And if that trace has been successfully hit of type visibility, break that, and only if that actor has a tag of fall, because this is a chance that you hit everything has blocked the visibility. So I need to make sure that only apply that logic if that hit result has a tag of wall. And if not the case, make that check first of all. Let me show you if I disable this. Let me show you if I disable this and do this. Basically, I can jump multiple times on the wall. If I play and do this, bye-bye, I go up. So I need to do this. It's the same thing as right-click, do once, and doing that logic once. And after you land it, you need to reset that. But I do that as a bool variable. It's more delicate thing. So this is why I told you the first time he can't wall jump. Yes, he can wall jump, and please set can wall jump to false and stop him from doing that multiple times, okay? And this one left jump, please feed that bool variable to that animation to play that animation and launch that character. The Z velocity, the launch velocity on Z, it's this value 850, and the Y is the same thing as this trace, and it will be also diagonally get the. You can put a normal value, but trust me, it won't work. It will not work because when you flip the character, it will be sometimes. Let me show you. If I do this, maybe do this 400 and play. This is on the left. If I do this, it will be fine. But the next time I'll do this, see, he adding a 400 but in the y-axis, and in the velocity on the y, and it's 400. And in the next time when you flipped to that, you need to make that as a negative. So to solve that, I basically do this, the same thing as the trace, because I always have the forward vector and always have the right vector, and then add that and multiply that, and it's up to you. You can ignore this logic and put some value to this one. I did that basically multiply that by the scale of this wall, okay? So I get the actor scale, and all I need just the y and multiply that. This is the launch velocity on that y. The same thing rule applies to the right trace, but instead of the forward vector going as a normal forward vector, you need to negate that as a negative one to go to that direction, okay? And when you do this, also make, if it's true, if you hit something and the things that you have hit has an actor of wall, can jump on wall. If it's true, make that false as usual and right jump and launch the velocity. Also the same thing as you make the trace. And the final juice is to adding some animation. This animation is from the Crazy Runner anim pack, and it's on the marketplace. So I'm using basically 4 animations. High wall left dash loop going from the jump to this based on if he left the jump, and go to the end if he is not falling, and go also to the land his feet if he's not falling. The same thing on if he right dash high wall right dash loop, go to that from the right jump if it's true, and if it's not falling, go to the end of that, and also go, if it's not falling, go back also to that end. You can do this, but it will be ugly. I need some end animation for that. So basically this is how you can Jedi wall run inside Unreal Engine 5 with Blueprint. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I appreciate every viewers, and I will post maybe every week some game mechanics on how to do some game mechanics on Unreal Engine 5. So if you want, subscribe to that channel, and thanks for watching. See you next.